Hello Internet, welcome to the channel. My name's Colin, and if you didn't see my previous video, I just finished manual swapping this 2004 Mini Cooper here that I got for free because it had an automatic CVT transmission in it that had gone bad. It wouldn't shift out of first ratio. Got a transmission also for free out of good special circumstances, and now I have a running driving car. It's a manual 6-speed. I'm planning on turning this into a track car. And what I'm going to do today is put this race seat in it that my boss got for me here at Blue Label Racing. This came out of his E36 M3 race car, and this is made by Sparco. This is supposedly their smallest size that they make, and being a small guy, this fits me really well. We've also got a seat bracket. This mounts into the floorboard of the car, and this basically just prevents me from having to fab one up myself. This is made by Sparco specifically for this seat. We've also got some slider rails so that anybody else who wants to drive the car after me can move their seat back because I am short. We've got seat brackets that will make everything mount up together, and that's what we're going to do today. And this should be a substantial upgrade because the seats that are in here right now are completely flat at the base. They have absolutely no bolstering in the back or the seat bottom cushion. So they're also like this fake pleather kind of material. They have no grip to them. So if you're doing any heavy cornering, you just end up sliding around and you kind of have to like hold yourself in the seat with the steering wheel. It's really annoying. And especially because I'm going to be putting real sticky tires and stiff suspension on this car to take it tracking, a race seat's going to be a real nice addition. I don't have harnesses. I don't think I'm going to do harnesses yet. I'm going to get a CG lock, which basically just locks the seat belt, the factory seat belt, in the position that you lock it in. But the bolstering in this holds me in place really nicely, so let's get to work. This is the most exciting part of building a car. Opening up all of your parts out of the packaging. Like Christmas morning in January. This seat and its bracketing have to fit a lot of different sizes of people and a lot of different cars. So there's lots of adjustability in here for different widths of seats, and I don't really know exactly which one I'm going to need to use, but I've kind of just put it in a rough guess spot for now, and I've kind of put the railing a little bit forward since I know I'm a little shorter than the average, and we're just going to test fit it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then we'll move it a little bit until it does. What I'm running into right now is the factory seatbelt bracket sticks out far enough from the bracket for the seat that it contacts the carpet, and I can't push it over enough to be able to put the bolts in for the bracket that goes into the floor. I need just a little bit more room right there. All right, this is take 3. I've had to do some hammering and finding some different nuts and bolts to hold the seat belt onto the bracket, but I'm confident that this will give me the room this time and we'll be able to bolt the seat in. We finished getting the seat in, and I've just taken it out for a drive, and it's pretty great. Rochelle just got to drive this car earlier for the first time today, and so that's fresh in her mind, hopefully. And I'm going to get her opinion of what it's like to drive it with the new seat in it. So go ahead, get on in. See how you like stepping over that ledge. It's a little difficult.
It feels so nice though.
I've been putting the steering wheel up just a bit, and it's adjustable, so you can put it down if you want to. It's right under here.
Oh, it's good.
What do you think?
I love it. This is great.
Is it comfy?
So nice. It feels so comfy. Like whenever I tried it, whenever you weren't driving, like it felt like I could just take a nap. It like hugs everything. It's just so cozy. Really snug.
We're noticing this issue with the car while you're driving it, and it's not consistent, but it's just occasionally, or if you start to get into the throttle heavily, like you're racing it, where it seems to give you full throttle when you ask for it for a few seconds, and then it feels like you're lifting off the gas pedal even though you got it planted, and then it will like resume full throttle again and slowly back off, and resume full throttle again and back off. And I'm wondering if it is something to do with it being unhappy about the automatic transmission being gone. I wonder if it's actually looking for a signal, not getting it, trying to fix it, and then messing with the throttle because of that. But I've got a scan gauge up on the dash, and I've got the throttle position sensor being viewed, and I can actually see it go from about 100% throttle down to like 30, and then back up to 100 suddenly with my foot planted all the way down. So we're gonna have to figure that out. I may actually have to send all the computers out to get coded to be a manual car if I can't figure out why it's doing that, and I'm not sure why else it would be. I was hoping to be able to do all this without having to do that, but it sounds like I may actually have to pay the money, send them off, get them coded. How do you like the seat?
I love it.
Yeah?
It's really cozy. Nice. I mean, I can see exactly why you like it. It keeps you right here and really feel like part of the car. It's great. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. Really appreciate it. Before I let you guys go, I wanted to give you an update on both the Minis since I have two of them. This is my daily driver, my R53. This car's supercharged, and as you can see, it's dirty from the winter we've been having. We're about to get 4 to 6 inches of snow tonight, and fortunately, just in time, I got a set of winter wheels and tires for it. These are pretty much exactly what came on the car when it was new. But these are just the standard Cooper S 17-inch S lights. They call them S heavies because they're not the lightest wheel around. But these also have brand new OEM mini Pirelli run flats on them. And I got them for a ridiculously good price because it's a customer slash friend who was just trying to get him out of his garage. So he did me a good deal, and I'm really happy with those. Also, have a look at this. I was telling you about my idea for a road trip setup where I would have some kind of fuel economy minded wheels and tires on here, and then a roof basket on top to carry my racing wheels and tires. Well, those tires there aren't for the track. They're just what's on the wheels right now. But those are the Kumos, or the Koenigs that I'll be putting on, not Koenigs, these are Cozies. Gosh, I can't get my brand names right. Those are Cozy K4Rs. They're 15x7. They're really lightweight. They're 11 pounds. And that is what will be going on this car when it goes on the track. But on my way to the track, I wanted to have something that I could, just drive on the street and not worry about a race alignment on my race tires ruining the tread. And I realized the roof rack is not secured at this point. It's there purely just for show. I just wanted to kind of mock it up and see what it would look like. I'm kind of addicted looking at that. It's a real cool look. I really dig it. I've done a couple more things to this car off camera that you haven't seen. I got an OEM little baby Cooper spoiler for it here so that it's kind of less round at the rear. Gives it a little bit of a sleeker profile. I do need to get a third brake light because that's definitely broken. But I've done a couple things under the hood here. I told you about the cone filter that I put on it. It's a K&N, and there it is. I didn't even have to get any different hosing here. I just kind of bent this rubber a little bit more than it did in the factory box, put that cone on there. That gives me that great growly sound that I was talking about. When I did the manual swap, the brake fluid reservoir split open at the seam, and it just kind of poured fluid out as quick as I was putting it in there, so had to get a new brake fluid reservoir. I have an alternator on the way because most of the time when I start the car, the alternator makes this terrible squeaking sound for like the first 20 seconds while it's running, and I can also kind of hear it whining as I'm driving. So I don't want that to be something that I discover later on needs to be replaced when it kind of seizes up on the track. I'm going to do that preemptively, even though it does quiet itself down after driving for a few minutes, but I don't want to run that risk. I'm also having trouble bleeding the brakes on this car. I've done it probably 2 or 3 times at this point, and they keep feeling better, but they're still kind of spongy, and it definitely shows itself when I get into this car because the brakes on this feel really good, and this one just needs a little bit more work. I have a feeling it's probably when I replace that brake fluid reservoir. I'm sure that I got air into the master cylinder and maybe into the ABS pump. It just happens. And I've been looking for a way to do the ABS bleed where you have the pump run while you're bleeding the brakes, but I haven't had success with that yet. So I'm going to keep trying, but I may make an episode out of that. That's pretty much everything I've got. So we got the race seat in there. I've got the whole manual swap is done. I've been driving the car quite a bit, and it's a blast. It kind of makes me rethink some of the things that I've done to this car because, you know, like I said in a previous video, I've had this car for a long time. I've done a lot of dumb stuff to it, and kind of makes me want to go back to a factory cam, driving this car with all of its low-down torque and its growly grunt, and then getting in this one where the power is kind of non-existent down low and then it screams up high. It's just more fun driving around in this car in the city because it takes off. Lots to think about. A lot of videos to come. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things below. Ring that little bell that tells you when I put out a new video, and I will see you next week for suspension.